a.m. on this Tuesday, November the 9th. Here are today's top headlines. A street fight breaks out between pro-Palestinian and pro-Israeli demonstrators at the Museum of Tolerance after a screening about Hamas.
And finally, a deal. Celebrations underway after SAG-AFTRA and the major studios reach a historic agreement to end the strike.
And high winds sparking a brush fire overnight. At least one structure has been damaged. We're live with the latest early edition of the Ktla Dt Morning News starting right now. It is a busy news morning. Lots going on.
Yeah.
I mean, just in every direction, everywhere you look, something to tell you about. Good morning to you. I'm Chris Shaw.
I'm Megan Henderson. Glad you're with us. We'll check your roads with Ginger coming up first. Let's talk weather.
We'll talk weather, winds being responsible for some of those stories, of course, with fire out there. Still some very strong winds, really picked up yesterday afternoon in many areas. We're still finding some windy conditions. Hopefully, with any luck, as we get towards the latter part of the afternoon into the evening, we'll start to see the winds in many areas begin to taper off just a little bit. We need a break. They're still gusting about 30 miles per hour out towards the coast. So if we're looking at 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible there, we're still finding some strong ones inland. We have that in the San Fernando Valley. A little warmer today. We're going to be in the upper 70s to the lower 30s, or excuse me, to the lower 80s. And you're looking at 45-mile-per-hour gusts in the Inland Empire, an area where we said the winds would start being a problem yesterday, and they certainly were as they picked up into the Inland Empire and Inland Orange County yesterday. So still very windy. The high desert, windy and some AM frost as well, as we're getting awfully close to that magic number of 32 at 37 degrees right now. We'll talk more about your forecast in a few minutes. Ginger, we'll send it over to you.
Yeah, and you can feel some of those winds, but really our concern is going to be something that's not even related to the weather. This is a crazy situation that has developed. So they officially issued the SIG alert for the southbound lanes, but both directions are going to be impacted by this. So apparently there's some kind of flooding that happened actually on the streets on 4th and Boyle, right? All those streets that are adjacent through Boyle Heights, adjacent to the 101 freeway. So the official SIG alert for now, 101 southbound side at 4th Street, where the flooding is now seeping into the roadway. I mean, seeping's flooding it, okay, because it's a little bit more water than just a seep. But anyway, so the southbound lanes are all closed here, at least for the next couple of hours. The northbound side, they haven't actually shut that down yet, but the water's here as well. I mean, if it was me, I would go, and I'm just like heading north, I'd go 5 north, exit Cesar Chavez, go to the west. So when you exit, you make that left turn. And what happens? It'll take you basically over so you can get yourself back onto that 101 freeway. If you're going south, then I would take that 10 freeway east. And then, of course, then you can take that, continue to the 710, put you over to the 5. All depends on where you need to go. But these are easy, good alternates. We'll keep telling you about them and watch that situation. The 91, there's a full closure on that eastbound side, very similar to what we saw yesterday, very different than what we saw earlier in the week, right? For now, anyway, those lanes closed. That's going to cause a bit of a slowdown, but at least they should have those detours set up and goes till 5. All right, guys, back to you.
Ginger, thank you. Breaking news, a red flag warning in effect for much of LA and Ventura counties this morning.
Santa Ana winds fueling a brush fire in Malibu, and power has been shut off in one community. Carlos Herrera live from Malibu with the latest details. Carlos, good morning.
Good morning, Chris and Megan. We're on Las Flores Canyon Road here and Pacific Coast Highway, Southern California. Edison telling me this morning that about 200 people are without power in this area west of where I'm standing, and they could be in the dark for several hours, much of the day actually. As expected, the gusty and dry Santa Ana winds picked up overnight, wreaking havoc in several communities of Southern California. Take a look at this video here, shot overnight. It helped fuel this dawn fire that's burning up in Topanga. Officials saying flames broke out shortly after midnight there at a rear of a home on the 22,000 block of Swenson Drive, a very remote area, but it quickly spread to dry